Hi guys, let's make an R&B beat solely using the Maschine Plus. I like to keep my R&B beats between 80 and 100 BPM, so I chose 87 for this beat. Let's get into it. First thing I did was choose a piano, one of my favorite pianos from Drift Theory expansion called No-Fi Piano. I believe that this piano is a great fit for the R&B vibe that I want to capture. I decided to work in the key of E major and E minor. In R&B, it's typical to borrow chords from similar scales, and the E minor and E major scale share some common tones, so it'll be easy to exchange chords between the two. I'll be using seventh chords, which is typically used in R&B. And all the seventh chord is just a triad, which is the first, third, and fifth note of the scale, with the added seventh note of the scale. So for example, the first chord of the E minor scale that I'm going to play is the E minor chord. This is the first, third, fifth, and the seventh. E, G, B, D. I'm going to create my first pattern with this chord progression. The first chord of the E minor scale, E, G, B, D. The seventh chord of the E minor scale, D, F sharp, A, B. The sixth chord of the E minor scale, C, E, G, A. And a diminished chord, D sharp, F sharp, A, C. And then it'll go back into the first chord. The diminished chord is used a lot in R&B progressions. It helps to add color and add tension before resolving. So using it as the last chord in your measure works really well to resolve back to the tonic chord, which is the first chord of the scale. So as I mentioned before, I'm going to use E minor as well as E major. So for the next 4 bars, I'm going to incorporate a chord from the E major scale. First, I'll add the 1 chord of the E minor scale. Then I'll add the 5th chord of the E major scale, F sharp, A, B, D sharp. Then the 2nd chord of the E minor scale, F sharp, A, C, E. And then I'm going to do the 7th chord of the E minor scale, D, F sharp, A, C. And then a diminish. For these chord progressions, I've been playing inversions, and that's because I want to pay attention to the implied melodies. As you can see here, some of the chords are sharing the same notes, so it flows smoothly into the next bar. The melody that's being implied here is this. The high note is the melody note. So it's a good idea to pay attention to the voice leading because it'll allow your progression to flow smoother and people can hear an implied melody underneath. Next, I added a bass line also from Drift Theory called Fiddle Little Bass. And I basically played the root note of each chord and I added the 5th before transitioning to the next chord. And this is how it sounds. And I also went in and made a variation for the 2nd progression. And here's what that sounds like. Next, I added in a drum kit, also from Drift Theory. Bruh. Let's add the drums now. So I've created a simple drum pattern and I'm going to make a few variations so that I can change up the drum pattern throughout the beat later when arranging. For the next sound, I went into faded reels to grab a lead sound and it's called Rezo Funk. And I wanted to just add a little bit of ear candy, which will also be another thing I'll add in when I arrange the track. Let's add that now. Next, I added an SFX called Ethereal 3 from Drift Theory. And this is what it sounds like. So I just added this to the end of the bar. For the last addition to this track, I decided to dig into marble rims. And this is the sound that is typically used in R&B as well. So I feel like a lot of things come down to sound selection when it comes to creating music. And now I'm just going to add some reverb. I have links in the description to everything I use in this track. And if you need a little more help on the Maschine Plus, I do have a course and I'll have that link down in the description as well. If you want to see how I arrange this beat, check out this video here. I hope this video helps. Peace.